That's the right kind there. 5 of those tournament days, what we want.
Well guys, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I'm makeshifting some props here. Technology, it's not my friend, but anyhow, this will be a new type of video for my channel. My next kayak tournament, tied for first in Angler of the Year. I need to have a really strong event on the Juniata River, so I took some time, a couple weeks worth of prepping to go out and practice the Juniata River. The playing field is pretty large. It's all the way from above Huntington and Petersburg, Pennsylvania, all the way downstream to Lewistown, Pennsylvania. It's the upper portion of the Juniata River. A lot of river. It's a big playing field. Bringing you guys along, I'm going to take 3 or 4 trips down to the Juniata. I'm not even 100% sure yet, and break it down. So like I said, the playing field for the tournament is from up here above Huntington all the way to Lewistown. I'm not 100% sure of the miles. Just for retrospect, Newton Hamilton to McVeigh it's about 11-12 miles worth of river. So you got even a little portion of the Raystown branch below Raystown Lake. It's a lot of river to break down, and I'm not even 100% sure how I'm going to break it all down. But in this video, I decided to concentrate on this section. We did a float from Newton Hamilton up to McVeigh. It's about 11 hours. Now the conditions for the river is pretty brutal. It's super low, super clear, not much current, so it depends on where you're at in the river, but the low clear water is definitely going to make for a challenge. So in today's video, we're going to float that. At the end of the video, I kind of break down where we were, what I found.
That was cool. I actually watched that one. Decent start. That was cool. I sight fished that one. Cinco fish. Not the way I want to catch them, but 15-incher. Oh yeah. That's a good one there, guys. Yeah. Second good one. Cincos. Cincos. Pretty fish. Pretty fish. Not quite as big as that first one. 14 3/4 in the current. Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. Another one. Oh my God, that's a big one. That's a big one. That has to be it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is a big one. Oh my God, he gets down in that current. Come this way. He knows if he gets on that other side, he's got leverage. Oh my gosh. That is a strong fish there, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Yeah! I knew there was going to be a fish there. Yeah! Ha-ha! 17.5. That's the right kind there. 5 of those tournament days, what we want. That was fun. Very fun fish. Dang it. Never even knew he was on there. Never even seen the bite. Top water lure. Come on, damn it. Pissing around. It is a keeper, so. Come on. Very next cast. There he is. Yes. Yeah. Fish been caught before. That's the 4th decent fish. Well, I didn't catch that one. That's the 4th decent fish we've had. Get measurement on him. $15.5. So we got 14 3/4, 15.5, 15, and a 17.5. Good fish, buzzbait. Yes. giant. Yes! No water at all. There, look at that thing. That's a big one. Oh, yes. All right. This trip has been a success. That's a big one. Big one up there shallow. Yes. Let's get a measurement. Oh, yes. That's a good fish. Very nice one. Yes, 18 and a half. 18 and a half, guys. Here goes. Oh, fish on a crankbait. Sucker crushed it. Thought it was bigger than that. You getting them? Are you getting them on that buzz bait?
No, not yet.
Oh my gosh. Big fish. Thank you, fish. That's a better one. "15-incher." Help out at quarter-inch upgrade, guys. There's one on the bug. First fish in a while. 14.25, finally.
Well guys, it was kind of a disappointing day. I do appreciate you guys watching until the end. A lot of small fish, only a handful of keepers, but at the end of the day, my best 5 went like 82 inches. Had a couple of really nice fish. Problem is I caught them more so in the morning, then the bite just absolutely died. And what I found out in this section of the river is the river really makes a change in this section. If you go upstream, which is all my experience has been upstream from Newton Hamilton, you have a lot of mountains. Well, if you look from Newton Hamilton down, you got a lot of farmland. You know, going down to McVeigh Town, there's a lot of farms. And why is that important? Well, you can't put farms on the side of mountains. So, you know, if you go upstream, you don't have much farmland. You know, even up here above Mount Union, you can see, you know, you can actually see the mountains all around the river. And then Newton Hamilton, you start getting into farmland. That's really important because what that means is a lot slower water. There's not as much of an elevation change. So in Newton Hamilton and downstream, and the further down you go, the flatter it gets. Honestly, there's that railroad bridge right here. That's the last section of riffles. And if you study a map, there's no more rapids. So we started in Newton Hamilton. Right off the bat, I found a really good spot right here in what they call the Newton Hamilton Rapids. Really good spot. You know, problem with it is so close to a boat launch. So many guys can put in at the boat launch and go downstream and fish those rapids. How many guys are going to race for that right off the bat in the morning? Even though I really, really like that one spot first thing in the morning, I did catch a couple nicer fish there. It's a great spot, but you know, when it comes to tournament fishing, how many other guys are going to do it? So I like that spot. As we go downstream, this little turn right here, we ran into some nice water. It was really nice looking. I probably fished it wrong. Only caught a couple fish. I lost one on a little floating bug, and you know, I caught a Cinco fish, but there's some really nice boulders, some a little bit deeper water, moving water. I feel like if I would have broke this little turn down, I would have probably caught more fish. And then going downstream, it's a lot of shallow water. You know, you got some wing dams here in front of some camps. If the water would be a little bit higher, those might be a little bit more of a player. But we really didn't do much good. I caught that one real big one on a buzz bait, but it was kind of, you know, it was in a foot of water. There really wasn't any reason for him to be there. We had some flat water where I actually fell off the kayak. And then we get down around these islands. There's not much water around them. Islands can usually be really good because you get some current. It bottlenecks the river. You usually get some rapids and some current. Unfortunately, those islands all around them, the water's moving pretty good, but super, super shallow. And honestly, from there down, it's really, really flat water. I mean, this whole section, if you like fishing deeper, water that's not really moving, that's the section for you. But for me, I like fishing rapids. I like fishing moving water. It wasn't until we got down to this train bridge and you could see all the rapids and the pockets and the riffles, and this little elbow right here produced one more nice one, but all this was good water. We caught a ton of fish in that little zone. Like I said, only one decent fish, but that's a spot I wouldn't mind checking again. Oops, sorry about that. But unfortunately, from there down, the water is super flat. It has some depth. I'll give it that. You got a lot of jet boats running up and down the river in this section. But as you can see on the map, there's just no riffles, even around this island. You don't see any sort of riffle. It's just super flat. And then, you get around this island, there's a little bit of moving water, especially right here at the launch where we took out. There was some nice water. We did get some bites in there towards the end of the day. But like I said, that second half of the float was just brutal for me. Fishing at nothing, flat, deeper water. Just could not figure out how to generate bites in that zone. So looking at a map, going forward to my next practice day, not 100% sure exactly where I was going to go. I really wanted to do McVeigh down to Granville. Hey buddy. You can't see him, but my puppy's right here. If you look from here all the way down to Lewistown, Lewistown is the furthest downstream. He don't know what I'm doing. Is the furthest downstream. If you look, you can see all the farmland. You can see it's just going to be a lot of flat water. So I can already tell that from my tournament, I'm wiping that out. I do think that there's probably going to be some better fish down there. It just doesn't fit my style. So that means going forward, I really need to break down from Newton Hamilton upstream, Mapleton, around Huntington here. I don't know how many guys will fish this skinnier water up here, in the Raystown branch. I think guys will put in at the point where the Raystown branch comes in and float downstream. But as far as the water up in Huntington, I definitely want to pick that stuff apart. I just think that less guys will focus up there. It's really, really skinny, smaller water. Might be a little bit more manageable. So I plan on breaking that down. Oh, I'm trying to move my TV. And also, I think one day after work, my buddy Chris that I did the float with today, he said about maybe doing a float trip from Mapleton down to Mount Union. So that'll be another section of the river that I think we'll fish in one afternoon. Hopefully we can catch some fish there for you guys. I do believe from Mount Union, I fished this last year. I will leave a link in the description below to a float trip we did last year. We caught some nice fish. Unfortunately, it's like the perfect 8-hour float. There's a lot of nice water in that zone. I feel like that's going to be the most, and talking to some guys in the tournament, I feel like that's going to be the most popular float in the tournament. So I'm going to try to avoid that section just because of, I don't like fishing around people. I just didn't see enough in this zone to make it worthwhile in the tournament. Even though I caught a really nice limit, I had them fish all to myself. So I feel like, you get a couple other guys doing that same float and I have to share those fish. I didn't catch an abundance of good ones or anything like that. I did catch 5 nice fish, 6 really nice ones, in my opinion. Tournament quality fish, at 15 and bigger, with, a 17 and a half and 18 and a half. Those are the fish I needed in the tournament. Unfortunately, I just didn't catch enough of them to make it worthwhile. And I really didn't catch a lot of like 14 and 15 inch fish. They were either, it was just a hodgepodge. Like I said, really the water's so low and clear, maybe I'm just missing something. So hopefully we learn more in the next couple videos. Be ready for those, and we'll see you there. Thanks for watching, guys.